Hi, everybody. October videos, finally. Sorry for the delay. The first wine I have right here, the Abbazia di Novacella Kerner from Alto Adige in Italy. Yes, I don't have the wine. You look that way. Isn't that nice? I drank it, or I should say I opened it yesterday, and I'll explain why in a moment. First about the winery, then about the grape. This winery is run by order of Augustinian monks since 1142, making it the second oldest winery in Italy. No, I don't know what the oldest winery is in Italy right now off the top of my head, but I do know bunches of old ones. It is one of the most beautiful properties in the foothills of the Dolomites in northern Italy, in Alto Adige. Novacella is the name of the town. There's German names that you'll see on the label, and that's because this is is South Tyrol, Tyrolean land. It is German. It is people of fair skin. It is not swarthy Italians there, making really some beautiful white wines and also some really great Alpine red wines too. And I guess I'll have to explore that this winter. Kerner is a grape that is a cross between Riesling and Trollinger in Germany, Chiava in northern Italy, as it's known, a light red grape. So it's kind of an interesting wine. It tastes very Riesling-like to some extent and smells very Riesling-like. It has a richness to it. You know, I was looking for a white wine. I was looking for a white wine with an autumn sweater to steal from Yo La Tengo that had a little more something to it, a little more body to it, a little more depth to it. Again, just another layer, if you will, and it's a really good grape. It's a really interesting grape. It was only developed in 1929, only planted in this part of northern Italy in the 1970s. You'll find it in those alpine countries. You'll find it actually in Japan, where it's growing right now, and you'll also find it in Michigan. I was just in northern Michigan in August, and had a Kerner at Left for Charlie in Traverse City, one of the better urban wineries here in the country. So it's an interesting grape, and the reason why I chose it again was because it was a good autumn white wine, and also because I started doing videos again with the good folks at Maplewood Wheelhouse, and the cheese they wanted to talk about and highlight is. It is a cheese that they've been carrying from Benita Casbo. It's a Syrian cheese, and it is spiced with, think of it as a kind of a cross between mozzarella, feta, and what's that the squeaky cheese from from Cyprus, halloumi, and not quite as squeaky. It's not squeaky like halloumi is. But it also is spiced with this really cool Middle Eastern spice called malab, and malab is really a spice that's almost kind of nutmeggy, that is made from the ground kernel of a certain cherry pit. So one of the nice things about this wine is that it has a richness to it, and it has lots of great fruit flavor and a little bit of spice to it. And I kind of found that sort of replicated some of that spice that's here in this cheese, and so pretty fascinating that when we did the video yesterday, me and Lee Friend from Maplewood Wheelhouse, and got to taste it. It really brought out that cherry and spice characteristic in both the wine and in the cheese. And I'll post a video when it's done. But it really had a nice. Really complemented one another really well. It brought out the best in both. It was a perfect relationship. It brought out the best in both without overwhelming one or the other. So that is your wine. I think it's a really good versatile autumn wine for lighter autumn dishes. I think it'd be really good with a good roast chicken kind of a dish. Midweight fish would do well with this too. I think it's really nice. Has this really nice, beautiful weight and mouthfeel to it, and lots of interesting layers. Also a wine that perennially gets really high ratings. And, they make a decent amount of it, probably about 14,000 cases, which is more than some of the wines we've had. But but still made in a pretty much a craft style there, very old school style. The winery's enologist was actually named winemaker of the year in Italy. I should say the Abbey's enologist was named winemaker of the year in Italy back about 10, 12 years ago. So it's a place that has a history of making really, really good wine. And it just has a history going back 1142 again. So that's the wine. That's wine number one. I'll be back with wine number two.